Minnesota 108-105 as Luka and Kyrie combined for 63 points. Game 2 is tomorrow night. Speaking of game 2, Eastern Conference Finals Game 2 is tonight as the Celtics look to take a 2-0 series lead in Boston. Tip-off set for 7. It's a game you can catch right here starting at 6:30.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate y'all listening, however y'all may be doing that, whether that's at 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com, listening via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching via our YouTube. Of course, we stream live every show on YouTube. Just go to your YouTube channel, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show, or if you'd like to be a part of a show the different way, you can always call in at 210-656-ESPN. That is 210-656-3776. You can also post at me on X. I am at I Am Pledger. The station is at SA Sports Star. Fred Records already in the YouTube chat. Yo, Pledge, unleash the bullpen bandits. That's right, hopping in the bullpen early as we get going here on Extra Innings. And a lot to get into. I want to end up talking about what's coming with the NBA Conference Finals and Game 1 last night. Luka and Kyrie just managing to really put it on it. Ant-Man's excuses and more. Especially the Celtics-Pacers series, which I think is going to be an incredible series. But I want to start in the NFL because we got more from Dak Prescott, who spoke yesterday. We've heard a lot of it. We heard about he doesn't play for money. We've heard him talking about his contract. We've even heard the other Dallas teams like Mavs in the conference finals right now with a 1-0 lead. The Rangers just winning a World Series, and the Dallas Stars also in a Western Conference final as they play Game 1 of that series tonight, and how it motivates them to be better. But he is happy for the rest of the city. It just makes them not jealous, but motivated to get it done themselves. And you wonder if they're being put in a situation to be able to get it done themselves. But the reason I bring it up is because during the talk yesterday, there's been a lot of talk. Like Mike McCarthy yesterday spoke about Trey Lance, and Trey Lance has kind of been a big issue both on this station and everywhere else in terms of, is he the future of the Dallas Cowboys? Could this be Jerry playing Dak to get a cheaper option at quarterback behind him, which is insanely stupid at face value in terms of you're going to punt on a quarterback who was ranked 6th by PFF. I saw another one, Warren Sharp from Warren Sharp Football, another analytics guy. He had him at 8 and CJ at 6. Just wherever you have him, he's in the top 10. He is in that secondary class behind the elite quarterbacks, or what most perceive as elite quarterbacks, even though even the elite quarterbacks, minus Joe Burrow, haven't even been to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen's never been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson's never been to a Super Bowl, yet they're considered elite quarterbacks. So, pick and choose what you want your narrative to fit for what quarterback is how it ends up usually working out. But however you slice it, wherever you sit on the Dak fence, it looks like there is a belief amongst fan and some media that Trey Lance may be trying to get groomed into taking Dak's spot, which also a horrible idea because they're both free agents at the end of the year. So why would you put yourself in that situation? But Mike McCarthy on the development and the evaluation of where Trey Lance is this year versus when they acquired him.
I mean, there's thresholds in development for every position. I mean, quarterback's no different, and Trey's no different. I mean, obviously, he had a prior experience in San Francisco, so I mean, that's obviously an experience that he'll always be able to draw from. And then, we're involved in a different offense, and just the way the position's played, which is, it's played differently for every quarterback in every organization. So my point is, he's crossing the thresholds of training. I've been very, very pleased. The athletic ability is top notch. We've adjusted some things, in his, not only his motion is good. I'm going to get into specifics of that, but you can see the improvement, the timing, and in young quarterbacks, and he's no different. He just need reps, and we're trying to get him as many reps as we can throughout this offseason program, and he will take a large part of the preseason. That's the design. So him and I talk about preseason quite often because, I mean, that's what we're building towards.
So Trey Lance getting a lot of reps this offseason, in the preseason, stuff like that. And Dak was asked about different things regarding Trey Lance, including how he continues to try and push himself to get better while at the same time potentially teaching and elevating a Trey Lance because it is best for the team.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I mean, I think it's my belief, and you're as good as your weakest link. So for me, it's about bringing young guys on, and by any means, I'm not calling Trey the weakest link. So don't try to take that out of words or make a clicker for you guys. I know y'all get. But it's about bringing others along, and anytime I do that, I make myself and find myself better. So just in the sense of helping Trey and talking with Trey, I'm making myself better. I'm more focused on my feet. I'm not going to tell him to do something, then go out there and do something opposite and be hypocritical. So holds me more accountable, and it's fun. At the end of the day, I love watching somebody get better, watching somebody get excited, get the joy that I get when I improve from one day to the next. And so that's the way that this team is going to get better. And it's not just me doing that. It's other guys, receivers, bringing on young guys, as I said, offensive linemen, bringing those guys with them. And that's the culture that we believe we have here.
And I see these comments in the YouTube chat, and we'll get to them in just a second. And plus, take your phone calls, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. But Dak said, loved watching him get better. Well, how much better has Trey gotten?
So much better. So much better. I'm excited for where he is now, from the time that he came in. First and foremost, I think this position is 80% confidence, and don't obviously understanding his last situation, but for him to come in open arms, be such a great teammate, be accepted by all these teammates, and just really want to help this team. I think for once changed his mindset, and he's just come in really with that mindset of working and how can I get better, and asking me questions, coaches questions. He's calling young guys. He works his ass off. He's pushing me. I can tell you that. I'm somebody, I don't like to let other people get more reps than me or not. And Trey's the person I've got to watch because he's trying to get up there on the rep count. And so that's a testament to him and how much he's putting into this. And I've seen it, and he's gotten better. And he can play.
He might also be trying to get up there on the depth chart as well.
That's okay.
How do you not be threatened by the talk about what Trey could possibly be and how that relates to you and your contract situation?
As long as he's getting better, I promise you I'm getting better. So I encourage it. I hope he pushes me. I hope he makes people think. So I know where I'll be, and I know who I am, and confident in the person and player that I am. So I hope he does. Hope he pushes me.
Gilberto Padilla on our YouTube chat says, Dak is a top MVP candidate at the end of the year. What tier quarterback would he be in then? Well, he finished second in the MVP this past year, so that would make him two-time MVP candidate, Dak Prescott. And I guarantee you, if he's in that conversation, have had a very good year against a more difficult schedule this year than they had last year by a long shot. That's for sure. Goldfinger123 is wondering if we're going to start acknowledging that Dak's MVP caliber because of Mike McCarthy. Yeah, part of that is because of Mike. It is not solely because of Mike. I think it explains the handicap he was playing with under previous coordinators, whether it be Scott Linehan or Jason Garrett or Kellen Moore. I mean, look at all MVP caliber players, sans Patrick Mahomes, because we always have to preface it by putting him in a box by himself. That's where Patrick Mahomes goes. He is a unicorn, and that is what it is. Quarterbacks need to be in these right systems for them. Would Brock Purdy be having the success he has without Kyle Shanahan? Maybe, maybe not. There are a lot of quarterbacks that can be in a situation that is bad for them and have that turn around for them. But Dak's always been a good quarterback. He is just having MVP conversation quarterback status now because of Mike McCarthy. But that's not a one-way road, because Mike McCarthy has also had bad quarterbacks play for him. Not every quarterback that plays for Mike McCarthy is an MVP caliber quarterback, but he's been lucky to coach 3 that have been in MVP conversations when you talk about Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and now Dak Prescott. It's not a one-off, but Dak doesn't like to give up reps. He's helping to bring along Trey Lance. The Cowboys want to give Trey Lance more reps because it is a sunk cost that they are attempting to hopefully showcase and either get some return on their investment or hopefully fall backwards into something else. But even at the same time, he's a free agent at the end of the year as well. Goldfinger123 says, look what it did with Cooper Rush. I mean, Cooper Rush been Cooper Rush. It's not like he made him an MVP candidate. But the negotiations and the talk of Dak's contract, which is going to be at the forefront of everything until it is settled, Dak on the negotiations and how things are going with your contract, and when the deal doesn't get done as quickly as you'd like or as cleanly as you'd like, and how sometimes not to take that stuff personally.
Yeah, I think it just depends. I think it depends on person relationships and honestly position and how much that pay can affect others. Understanding where I am, what my pay means to a team, to an organization, I don't really take things personal. Maybe in my first deal, right, things were a little different than they are now, and that's one, my age, one of who I am, where I am in my life, and I guess the fact that first deal got done, the understanding that at this point, I have a lot of decision in this too. I have a lot of say so too. So it's about understanding business is business, and for me, as I said, it's controlling what I can, and that's making sure I'm the best player that I can be right now.
As Dak Prescott yesterday after their OTAs. They finished those things up this week. Luis Camacho says Dak should be paid like the top quarterback. That's his opinion. There are some that believe that. Dak's days are done in Dallas, says Paul Ariaco. So, dichotomy of what people think about Dak Prescott. My only thing is you can want to move off of him. I have no problem with that. As a Texans fan, I wanted to move off of Matt Schaub for a long time, but when you move off a quarterback, it is best to do it in the proper way, because unless you get extremely lucky, like the Texans just did after Deshaun Watson, it's can be a long, ugly journey. And I think the Packers have laid out the perfect blueprint of how, and the 49ers, of how you're constantly drafting quarterbacks. Doesn't matter if it's high, low, whatever, but you're always planning for the future. And then you can move the asset that is in front of them when you're ready for them to take the reins and get assets in return still, instead of losing them for nothing, like you risk doing by allowing these players to hit free agency at the end of the year if you don't get them signed. That is just a smarter business way to go about this. And that is the one thing that makes the least sense out of everything that Jerry and Steven have done to this point. But there's still time to get a deal done before the season starts. Training camp is where they like to get deals done, and there would be no better birthday present for Dak Prescott since we're always out in Oxnard. He celebrates his birthday out there on the tennis courts every year. There would be no better birthday present to the new dad than to hand him a new contract on his birthday in training camp at Oxnard. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. The conference finals are coming up. As a matter of fact, game 2 of the East Finals between the Celtics and Pacers coming up right after this show, starting at 6:30 at the bottom of the hour. We'll get you ready for that. Plus, Tim Duncan and a potential new podcast launching that he could be a part of? Question mark. It was extremely funny. It was extremely hilarious, and I hope that it is the beginning, but it might only be a one-off. I'll explain coming up right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
My wife gets so mad when we watch Peaky Blinders because I start to talk in that voice. And I'm sure if you talked in like the Bridgerton British accent,
I've tried. It hasn't helped.
It doesn't
It
help.
has to be somebody else's accent. Mine isn't getting me down the road at all.
I feel like I do a pretty good Peaky Blinders accent, but my wife,
See, that's not the
for whatever
sexy
reason,
accent.
she is not attracted to that at all.
The blind mate. See, that's not going to get you.
Oh, bro. Oh,
See,
bro.
right. See, that doesn't work for anybody, but Mrs. Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, it works for them.
Oh, bro, let's go a break.
boy.
It's the morning huddle. It's sit right here on 94.1, that Sports Star San Antonio.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown.
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-726-4074. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-726-4074. 800-726-4074. 800-726-4074.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. And 61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh, good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Insurance not available in all states.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Lowe's knows every project starts with the right tools and equipment. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, save $50 on a V20 string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit. Now only $99. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 5/29 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Get ready, San Antonio. Baseball Express and Team Express are hosting the event of the season. This Saturday, stop by 1003 East Nakoma for a chance to pop a balloon and get up to 100% off your purchase, up to $500. Only 250 balloons are available, so come early. Baseball Express and Team Express have gear for every sport, team uniforms, and top brand apparel. Clearance items up to 60% off. Use code CTE10 for an extra 10% off. Team Express, all sports, all the time. Visit teamexpress.com for more details.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Appreciate y'all joining me today. Apparently I'm butchering Paul A's last name. I'm just supposed to call him Paul A. Miguel Martinez suggests it's Arguello. So maybe. Quite possibly, but Paul A. Welcome. I appreciate you listening. Sorry I've butchered your last name, but I look at what's going on in the NBA playoffs, and you could kind of say that maybe Anthony Edwards butchered what respect we have built up for him when he gets done with the game where he got cooked by Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, y'all can see it was a step behind everybody, especially myself. Kyrie got a transition layup from, I think we scored, and he just outran me. I was just exhausted, man. So, yeah, for sure. But we'll be all right.
Come on, Ant. So you're telling me the 3 days you got in between Game 7 against the Nuggets and Game 1 last night is you were tired from that series, but you're going to get better when you've only got a day in between each game now. Make it make sense to me. Just admit they got you. Don't blame it on being tired, especially when you were telling people to bring their ass, because they did, and they smacked you. Tonight, Game 2, Celtics, Pacers, coming up. It's actually coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm out early today as we make room for Game 2, in which I think the Celtics probably defend home court, and then the Pacers get one or both in Indiana. But Game 2 coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, former orthopedic surgeon, now national medical director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those
talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210